Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace, mercy, and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Have you ever wondered, why does the universe exist at all? Why is there something rather than nothing? I used to think atheist arguments were terrifying, the final boss of philosophy. But the more I listened to figures like Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, Daniel Dennett, Lawrence Krauss, and Sean Carroll, the more I noticed a pattern. The question wasn't really being solved. It was often being moved elsewhere. For example, some argue that the universe emerged from nothing through quantum fluctuations. But a quantum vacuum isn't truly nothing. It still has laws, fields, and structure. Even philosopher David Albert criticized that claim. Interestingly, naturalists themselves often disagree. Sean Carroll and Lawrence Krauss differ on the multiverse. David Chalmers says consciousness has not yet been fully explained physically. Roger Penrose and Stephen Hawking also held different views about the origin of the cosmos. Yet sometimes people online sound more certain than the scientists themselves, as if everything has already been settled. But one ancient question remains. Why is there something rather than nothing? A question raised by Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz and later discussed by Martin Heidegger. Physics has advanced. Cosmology has become more complex. Yet this question remains difficult to dismiss. If naturalism seeks to rule out theism completely, it still faces three major questions. Why does anything exist? Where does consciousness come from? And what is the basis of objective morality? To this day, no single explanation has answered all three. Usually the discussion ends with, it's just a brute fact, or science will eventually explain it. But when? What concerns me most is not atheistic arguments themselves. It's when people begin to think morality no longer matters. Because if life is only a cosmic accident, with no ultimate meaning and no objective right or wrong, society can slowly drift toward nihilism. That's why, in my view, the choice is not religion versus science. It is between two kinds of faith. Faith that reality has no ultimate explanation, or faith that there is a fundamental source behind existence itself, a source of rationality and truth. For me, believing in God is not anti-science. The more I learn about the universe, the more amazed I become by its order and complexity. And in Islam, this faith is understood as the continuation of the same chain of prophethood. Islam is not a new religion, and Prophet Muhammad is the final messenger in that tradition. So, believing does not mean stopping your thinking. Sometimes, the deeper you think, the more you realize how small human beings truly are. May Allah guide us to the truth and increase us in beneficial knowledge. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.